Welcome back to No Wooden Nickels, people. Peace, love, light, all that. Let me go and get this disclaimer out of the way. I need to holler at y'all for a few. Alright, so my contest for educational purposes only. I can't stress enough for you guys to please do your own research. You're welcome to appraise my content, throw any errors you find in the comments. None of us have been alive long enough to know what transpired in the past, and none of us can live long enough to know all there is to learn. With that being stated, tonight's video, I'm fresh off the job too, fresh off the job. Doing physical labor this evening, all day today. Not going to get into what transpired, but I do have a message as a result of what transpired. And it's us. I need to talk to us. You see what I'm saying? Because nobody else is going to check us. Nobody else is going to check us. And all these house niggas we got, that's involved in situations across the nation, worldwide. They ain't gonna check us neither. You dig? Because they ain't even on our side. They just getting the money that's involved with the situation for them. Nonetheless, it is what it is. But this is where I'm at with some stuff, man. Let me just lay it out for y'all, man. Without getting overly descriptive about it. I mean, because anybody that still has a job or that's had a job is going to resonate with this message. You ever had a job where, you have people that get right indignant, get real nasty, with people that work alongside of them. But as soon as they in that Anglo-Saxon's face, that energy ain't the same. You dig what I'm saying? And it's something that they didn't even have to do. It was something that was necessary. Somebody wasn't willing to provide what was necessary. And they still was there the whole time. So that's about all I'm gonna get into as far as the scenario. But this is I got some rap for y'all. You know what I mean? Because it's not just a coincidental thing or highlighted, or one type of situation. This stuff happens all the time, at more jobs than just the one I work at. So what I got to say about it is, we need to really understand some things, man. We've never been, as far as numbers is concerned, understand that when the government uses the word minority, they're not talking about numbers. They're not talking about the minimal amount of any demographic or anything else. However, I'm talking about numbers. We have never been the minority. Without going into it, it's just a plotting scheme that they've employed largely successfully to have melanated, carbonated, non-ether beings thinking that, oh, well, I'm this, I ain't black, or, I ain't African, or whatever the case. All that shit is it's retarded. It don't even fucking matter. You know what I mean? It's a certain amount of individuals on this planet that the sun, the rays of the sun, benefits And then there's a certain percentage of individuals on this planet that the sun hunts as if they were prey. And we're just going to leave it like it is. I'm talking to the sun people. First of all, man, if you didn't know, on the world stage, overall, I'm talking about across the board, we are looked at as the laughing stock. If you didn't know, let me be the first motherfucker to tell you. Before integration, we owned things. We owned property, real estate. We grew our own food. We did for self. We erected communities. We looked after our own. But all for the love of wanting to sit at the table with the Anglo-Saxons, because we couldn't use their bathrooms. We couldn't drink out their water fountains. We couldn't sit in the front of the bus with them. Fuck all of that shit, man. We need to establish our own shit again. Ain't got a goddamn thing to do with hate. We need to reestablish our own shit again. And in order for us to do that, we have to reestablish a genuine, unconditional love for one another. Another thing that's necessary in order for that to happen is we need to leave the shit alone that we've taken on from them. We are not them. They are not us. We are not the fuck the same. A lot of y'all need to get that shit through your motherfucking head. We are not the same. And contrary to popular belief or in opinion, just because they're in control of things don't mean that they're superior in intellect, capability. That's just the way things went. Doesn't mean that that's how it has to be. Let me get that out the way first. If this is anybody's first time watching this channel, yeah, I'm raw, live and direct. I ain't no tough guy. I ain't on no tough guy shit. I ain't no gorilla, but I do eat bananas. So no, I'm not a tough guy, but I ain't no motherfucking cream puff neither. Know that. Some shit just need to be said, man. You know what I mean? And I'm about to give it to you right now. Far as, when it comes to establishments, enterprises, what do they call them? Corporations. Labor unions. I'm a member of two labor unions. So I'm going to include y'all in this as well. And if you don't like to hear some real shit, you might want to go ahead and click off now, because it's going to get real. All right. Now, I mean this in a multiple faceted way. I mean this worldwide, city to city, border to border, all that. First of all, I mentioned this in the last video, I believe. What a lot of us don't seem to understand, if we could just separate the distractions that's laid before us and look at things as they are, as opposed to how we've been told or how we choose to believe that they are. We need to start sticking together, man. City to city, state to state. Understand that the police don't come until somebody stretched the fuck out. First of all, they do no preventative maintenance. They don't walk the beat like they did, like, before anybody watching this goddamn video was born. They don't have a working relationship with the people in the neighborhoods at all. If they do, it's on a minuscule level. So, case in point, it's not up to them. They do what they do in the low income, low housing, predominantly ebenoid is the word I'm going to use, because we not Negro, black, color, or African American. Some shit they gave us and we bit on to and held on to, but that's not who we are. Ebenoid, Hispanic, and Anglo-Saxon that fall under those circumstances with us. If you're in the suburbs, in a 3-year period, you might see the police 4 times. However, if you live in the aforementioned demographic area, you see them more than you can care to count. They are in the business of job preservation, people. Job preservation. Yeah, it's about the bag. On the smaller levels. I'm not going to get too deep into that. So it's up to us to regulate our neighborhoods, man. And unless and until we do so, we're going to be thinking we need somebody else to protect us, like they be all on the news. Stop the, man, you got to stop it. Stop pulling out your phone and recording shit when it comes to where you live. If we all did that, really wouldn't need no police. On some instant karma type shit. That's just one aspect, okay? And when it comes to unions, let's talk about that, because I mentioned that. A union is an unofficial family. You ain't got to like me. I ain't got to like you. We ain't got to hang out. We ain't got to go out. Our families ain't got to mesh. But when we on that goddamn job, and it's about that job, our livelihood, the way we take care of our loved ones and families, then goddamn it, you need to put that punk ass petty shit aside. We grown ass, stinking ass men and women running around here like children. So much so that the employers are able to come in, come on children, we're doing it like this. If you do this, you're out of here. They regulating us. And I don't care how much smoke I get for what I'm about to say. Don't even matter. Half the motherfucking officials, come on, man. You got a union for a fucking reason. You was voted in for a motherfucking reason. You got an obligation and a responsibility to your union. More so than the company. All you need to have and establish is a working relationship in order to what? Move their cargo. Beyond that, it's something else. So if you went beyond that, you doing something the fuck else. Shit is backwards, man. Shit is ass backwards, man. You know. out of the time I did, man, I learned that there's a difference between a convict and an inmate. Just like it's a difference between a jail and a penitentiary. Some people was born and raised in neighborhoods where you took an oath when you started to partake into the underworld. There's a lot of places that didn't have that. You just got involved. You know? Another thing, man, I feel, needs to take place is, man, y'all can think I'm wishing or whatever the case, man, but come on. Everybody ain't a motherfucking killer. Everybody ain't that dude. You ain't really that boy. You've been lied to. Today the game ain't nothing like how it used to be. It's all about materialism, that and the jewelry. But it's all soon to pass. Even clowns go state to state, do shows and get cash, nigga. Yeah, be yourself. Be yourself, man. What do you get out of mean mugging and grilling, and gangster grilling a nigga every time somebody walk by? For what? What, you scared somebody gonna see you? See that pain that's masked underneath all that hostility and violence? A lot of you niggas is hurting. And it's been so long since you shed a tear, you're not even in touch with yourself. You're not even in touch with your emotions. That's inhumane. I've been there. Come on, man. We got to start dealing with us, man. Stop worrying about what everybody else doing. Everybody on this herdish or sheepish type mentality, doing work, overly focused and preoccupied with doing what every motherfucking thing somebody else doing or what everybody else doing. If you didn't know, that only guarantees your mediocrity. 18 motherfuckers on the corner with the same outfit on, basically. A white tee, some shorts, or some tight-ass jeans, and a sneak, and a cap, or whatever the case. Come on, man, be you. Where's the originality? It ain't nobody that's ever gonna be like you, but you trying to be like somebody the fuck else. And let the shoe fit who it may. If what I'm saying triggers you, then that means you the dog that got hit when I threw the rock. Another thing that I feel the need to speak on. We need to stop being cowards, man. Who the fuck you talking about, nigga? Ain't no coward over here. Okay. We've all been in these places. Some of us have been in penitentiaries. Some of us been in jail. Some of us only been in county joints. A lot of us have been in the streets. But one thing I know about a killer, he a killer 24/7. Whether he got a toothpick in his motherfucking hand or he ain't got nothing in his hand. It ain't just when he got access to, weapons. And he don't discriminate on who he a gangster or a killer to. That mean if it's the police, then it's the motherfucking police. And I'm not advocating nothing. I'm just saying what's real. If it's a CO that come on the tier with his chest poked out, trying to avenge how he used to get his motherfucking lunch money took or getting smacked around in recess, then it's him. Don't just let it be the motherfuckers that look like you, that's out there trying to survive like you. Now, all bullshit aside, those that know how that world works, If you violate the right individual, or you do the wrong thing, and you get something coming to you, then it is what it is, you know. But to get off that, because I ain't really into promoting no negativity. That's not what this is about. It's just about, like I said, sometimes motherfuckers need to hear some shit. It ain't about what you want to hear all the goddamn time. It ain't about being entertained all the goddamn time. I know we can't control everything, but we can control a lot of shit. If we got the spine and the heart to do so. All you youngins, man, or you people that's still active in the underworld, man, shouldn't nothing crazy happen on your block. The neighbors and the children shouldn't be scared to come outside. Come on, man, that's your territory, right? Hold your territory down. If you know you about to get live, let the neighbors know, listen, on some real in the script shit, or get one of the flunkies to run through and tell all the neighbors, yo, stay in the house, man. Stay in the house. It's going to get real out here. Stay in the house. The block shouldn't be filthy. There's a lot of things I could get into about that, but I'm not. I'm just saying that part need to be addressed. Come on, man. It just says the way shit's happening, man, it just ain't cool, man. Then on top of that, man, it's going to come a time in your life, man, a lot of y'all, because everybody ain't going to want to live that life the whole time they here. It's going to come a time, man, when you're going to be ready to change clothes. You got to start doing something with that money, man. You know what I mean? The goal is to, then trust me, I done made these mistakes. The goal is, if you got to get you an accountant to teach you how to get around the tax code and do what you need to do with that money, so that way you can have an exit strategy and not fall into being a pawn in their game and allowing them to gain revenue off of your misfortune. That's what it's about, man. This ain't nothing but a real life Monopoly game. That's what it is, man. If you was ever good at that game and you out there making money, or you anywhere making money, it's time for us to start investing in ourselves, man. Because all we doing is investing in their games, their infrastructures. Come on, man. We got to start standing up for some shit, man. You know what I mean? Instead of just letting things just go. Letting the wave of life just go however it go, man. Because your life will go any kind of way if you ain't trying to take control of it. You shouldn't be afraid or less than, you shouldn't have less than a masculine approach to anybody that's doing something that affects you. Come on, man. Don't let these motherfuckers win, man. It's just a lot of shit, man. It's a lot of shit. I wasn't even supposed to come on here and talk about all this shit that I'm talking about, but it is what it is, man. Some shit just need to be said, It ain't about being tough or none of that. It ain't about none of that. It's just some real shit I'm telling you, If you're going to be nasty with your brethren, the jokers that's around you, when that Anglo-Saxon get out of line, be the same way with him or her. Don't be picking and choosing, who you going to act like this or that with, because that ain't real. Positions does not dictate the character of an individual. I did a video on that before. There's a lot of powerful people that's pieces of shit. Don't give a fuck about nobody if they not benefiting. And that's cool if that's who you are. But, you know, the law of compensation, universal law, you know, whatever you put out into the universe, it's going to find its way back to you. And you are not in control how that comes, how that happens, who it happens to. Just saying, man, you know, I can only control me. You know, I'm not, you know, it's just so much, man. You know what I mean? It's just like everybody, it just seems like everybody is so preoccupied with being on their team, being a part of their crew, gaining favor with them. And then looking down on the same jokers. Come on, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? You know, but on the world stage, we own less than 0.5% of anything. It don't have to stay like that. Those numbers don't have to continually reflect that. You know, when we the most emulated, you know, it's crazy, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer, man, because a lot of things that I'm not saying I've already said. If you look at these videos that I put out, you know I've already said these things. And the things, if you one of the people that's like me and you listen to what a motherfucker don't say, as well as what they do say, then you know the shit that I ain't saying, I've already said. That is, if you look at these videos. It's, you know, it's just time for some shit to change, man. I don't see how people feel so comfortable staying the same or doing exactly the same when there is nothing constant but change. If you put a cell underneath of a microscope, within that cylinder, that circle, you're going to see that everything within it is moving and vibrating on a specific frequency. But you want to stay the same. Hey, man, suit yourself. You know, it's your life. All I'm saying is, man, we all capable of evolving, and the goal is to be better than the previous generation. I thought. I know. That is the goal. It's not to be exactly the same or to be lesser. Because everything that looked like something ain't always something. We've all seen it before. You've seen a lot of people that put they make themselves up to look a certain way, like they got their shit all together. They ain't got it together. Everybody ain't got their shit together. But they, you know, certain ones that don't are so quick to look down on the next individual because they may not have this, or they may not be able to do this, or they may not be in with whatever so-called in crowd there is. It's a lot bigger than that, y'all. It's a whole lot bigger than that, man. And we, you know, we so trapped in this minuscule box as it relates to our mentality. we so disunified. How can you not believe that those that want to exploit and capitalize off of our energy, time, and resources are not going to exploit that when they see how disunited we are? Come on, man. This, when it comes to the unions, good God, I've seen more, uniformity and synchronicity in the street. And here it is, a multi-billion, if not trillion-dollar industry, and you got grown-ass, old-ass, of men and women of all ages running around here like goddamn children. All they care about is me, 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 me. Okay. I think one of the co-workers said, this is why you got people that have been working around each other for 30 and 40 years and don't even go to their co-worker's funeral when they pass. Too much fake shit in the air. That's why I live how I live, man. I ain't got time for that fake shit. This is go for family and every motherfucking body. You on that fake shit, keep that shit over there. You want to bring fake love? Don't even waste your time. I don't need it. Get that shit to somebody that likes it, that accepts it, that's used to that. Because I ain't. And if I feel like that towards family, then it go for any and everybody else. I'm just saying, man, sometimes you get tired of some shit, man, and like I said, man, I just felt the need to come on here before I hit the shower and go in and lay on back. You dig? But, hey, man, that's my time. Hopefully, man, somebody was picking up what I was putting down, or that this resonated with somebody, or somebody could definitely, benefit from some of the shit that I said, man. And for those that don't, and it was like a 747, as you were. And with that being stated, man, I'm going to go ahead and enjoy the rest of my evening, as well as my slumber. And I'll catch y'all on the next one, man.